Picture this. It's a blistering hot summer day. You parked your car, which you perfectly filled with gas in the cool morning. But by the afternoon, gas is just spilling out onto the pavement. Nobody added any extra fuel, and there's no leak in the tank. So what exactly is going on?
Well, the answer is thermal expansion. See, the liquid gasoline inside that tank is actually physically expanding, literally growing in size, faster than the steel tank itself under that hot summer sun. Heat changes the physical size and volume of almost everything around us, and when different materials, like liquid gas and solid steel, expand at completely different rates, things can get messy and honestly, pretty dangerous.
So by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly what thermal expansion is, the mathematical formulas behind it, and how you can apply these rules to solve real-world engineering problems. We're going to break this all down step by step into a little masterclass so you walk away with a totally complete grasp of the physics.
All right, Section 1, why do things expand? Before we look at any of the math, we really need to understand what's happening at the atomic level.
By definition, thermal expansion is the change in size or volume of a given mass with temperature. But let's actually picture this. Imagine you're standing in a super crowded room. When everyone's standing perfectly still, you can pack a ton of people in really tightly. But what happens if everyone suddenly starts dancing wildly? You need more space, right? You start pushing your neighbors away just to get some elbow room. Well, that is exactly what happens at the atomic level. When a material heats up, its atoms get this big surge of kinetic energy. They start vibrating and, essentially, dancing rapidly. Our source text actually captures this perfectly. Quote, "This neighbor-to-neighbor pushing results in a slightly greater distance and adds up to a larger size for the whole body." So it's this tiny microscopic change between individual atoms, but when you multiply that by trillions and trillions of atoms, the entire object physically grows in size. Moving on to Section 2, calculating linear thermal expansion. Let's step up from the basic idea and get into the actual math of how an object grows in just one dimension. Okay, here's our formula. Delta L equals alpha times L times delta T. Let's just walk through this step by step like a puzzle. Step 1, delta L is what we're trying to find. That's our total change in length. Step 2 is alpha, the coefficient of linear expansion. This is a highly specific constant for every single material because, as you can imagine, glass and steel definitely don't expand at the same rate. Step 3 is L, which is simply the original length of our object before we heated it. And step 4 is delta T, the change in temperature. So the big takeaway here? How much a thing grows depends entirely on what it's made of, how long it was to begin with, and how much heat you add.
Let's test this out with a real-life example to make it concrete. Think about the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. It's a massive span built entirely of steel. Now, in the winter, temps drop to maybe minus 15 degrees Celsius. But in the blistering summer, it can hit 40 degrees. That means our delta T, our temperature swing, is a huge 55 degrees Celsius. The original length, L, is 1,275 meters. And if we look up our constant for steel, alpha is 12 times 10 to the negative 6th per degree Celsius. So, multiply all of that together. Take a guess. How much extra bridge do we get?
Boom, 0.84 meters. That is almost an entire meter of extra solid steel just appearing in the summer. Now, you might think, okay, 0.84 meters on a 1,200-meter bridge isn't that much, but structurally, that is an incredible amount of physical material to deal with. If engineers didn't design those specialized interlocking expansion joints to absorb all that growth, the rigid steel track would literally buckle, warp, and snap right under the pressure.
All right, Section 3, three-dimensional volume expansion. Because in the real world, objects aren't just lines. The entire 3D volume expands, and the coefficient for this growth is roughly 3 times larger than what we just looked at.
No, wait, this right here is a super important moment. Take a look at this table. Notice the absolutely massive difference in expansion rates between solids and liquids. Iron and steel have a volume expansion coefficient, called beta, of about 35 times 10 to the negative 6th. But look down at gasoline, or petrol. It's way up at 950. That means liquids expand so much more rapidly than solids when you expose them to the exact same heat.
And this circles right back to our opening hook. Remember the overflowing gas station tank. Let's do the math on that. Imagine you pump exactly 60 liters of cool 15 degrees Celsius gas into your 60-liter solid steel tank. It is perfectly, precisely full. Then you park in the hot sun and everything warms up to 35 degrees. That's a 20-degree temperature jump. Both the steel container and the liquid gas expand, but as we just saw, the gas expands way faster. So how much spills out onto the pavement?
1.1 liters. That is over a full liter of highly flammable liquid pouring right out of the top of your tank. This happens purely because the fluid increases its volume so much more than the solid container holding it. And that, by the way, is exactly why modern cars have vapor gaps and overflow catchments engineered right in.
Okay, let's shift gears. Section 4. Water's strange freezing anomaly.
I'm going to throw a massive curveball at you. We just spent this whole time establishing that heating things up makes them expand. But water? Water completely breaks the rules. From 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, water actually contracts when you heat it, and it expands when you cool it. It is entirely unique. Water actually reaches its maximum density at exactly 4 degrees Celsius. If you cool it further, down towards freezing at 0 degrees, it expands and becomes physically lighter.
So why should we care about this weird anomaly? Well, let's connect it directly to nature. Because water expands as it gets closer to freezing, solid ice is less dense than liquid water, which is exactly why ice floats. If water acted like normal materials, a freezing pond in the winter would freeze from the bottom up. The coldest, densest water would sink to the floor, and the whole pond would quickly turn into a solid block of ice, killing every fish and plant inside. Instead, the coolest water floats up, freezes into an insulating sheet of ice, and beautifully, safely traps the heavier, warmer 4-degree water below. Nature literally relies on this one weird thermal expansion loophole to keep aquatic life alive.
All right, Section 5. The dangers of thermal stress. Here's a thought for you. What happens if we fight back? What if we completely sealed that 60-liter gas tank from earlier so the liquid had literally nowhere to expand? Well, that brings us to thermal stress. As defined here, it's the immense force created when thermal expansion or contraction is physically constrained. If you tightly block an expanding liquid or solid, physics basically treats it as if you are actively trying to compress that material from the outside. And let me tell you, liquids and solids resist being compressed with an almost unimaginable amount of force. If you perfectly sealed that gas tank and raised the temperature by 20 degrees, the constrained gas would fight back, exerting a pressure of 1.83 times 10 to the 7th pascals. To put that crazy number into perspective, that is roughly 2,500 pounds per square inch of outward pressure. It would blast apart a thick steel tank without breaking a sweat. That's exactly why railway tracks buckle in the heat, and why glass baking pans shatter if you cool them too fast. You simply cannot win a fight against thermal expansion. So, before we wrap up, let's bring this right back to you with one final thought. Ever wonder why older dental fillings sometimes shoot a sharp pain into your jaw when you eat ice cream or drink hot coffee? Yep, it's thermal stress. Those old metal fillings contract and expand at a completely different rate than your natural tooth enamel. So when the temperature rapidly changes in your mouth, those materials literally fight each other, pulling and pushing against your nerve endings, and potentially even cracking the tooth over time. That is the physics of thermal expansion happening right inside your own head. So if the microscopic dancing of atoms can shatter steel and crack teeth, what other invisible forces are quietly shaping the world around you right now? Well, we're going to dive into the extreme behavior of gases in our next explainer on the ideal gas laws. Thanks for